Hey, this is Alex, and I'm here at the Yummy offices. I just wanted to address real quickly a concern that I hear again and again from anxious business owners, entrepreneurs, and even potential clients of ours, where they are really distraught because they're not on the first place of Google, the first space in those search results when their audience is looking up these keywords. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is that I hear this again, and I just want to say that I don't think that being on the first place of Google is the end all be all that they might feel it is, for two reasons. Number one, I've met with businesses that are doing fantastic. Their sales are up, their customers are happy, they're just doing great, and they're not on the first place of Google. Yet at the same time, I know people that have done tricks and implemented some things, and they appear in the first place of Google, but yet their business is not quite there yet. So this tells me that there really isn't a direct correlation between business success and being on the first place of Google, right? There really isn't a direct correlation. One does not necessarily mean that the other is true. So the other problem with this thinking that being on the first place of Google will solve all your business problems is that being on the first place of Google is really a vague criteria, right? Because are you on the first place of Google for what? You may be on the first place of Google for totally irrelevant keywords that don't really lead to anything having to do with your business offer, right? In my book Digital Bacon, I talk about four different criteria for your keyword research. Four different criteria that if you are on the first place of Google under these four different criteria, you may have better chances at success rather than just saying, well, I'm in the first place of Google for one thing. Because for the majority of businesses, as long as they have a unique brand name for their business, it's pretty easy to be on the first place of Google if people Google your brand name. So that's really nothing to write home about being on the first place of Google, right? So instead of being on the first place of Google, the metric that you should be looking at is actually revenue. Not on the first place of Google, but on the first place of your revenue leaderboards, so to speak, right? The first place of your sales leaderboards, making sure that your online presence supports your business, whether you're on the first place or you're not. Making sure that visitors that come to your online property are clear on what you offer, that they know which action they need to take to start engaging with you, and that from there isn't a broken experience for them to begin doing business with you or being engaged in some channel of communication with you. So instead of being on the first place of Google and investing your marketing dollars, investing your team's energies and your effort to be on the first place of Google for any vague keyword, rather than doing this, look at your revenue, look at your system, look at your strategy, your digital strategy as a whole. Is it serving and is it supporting your business? Is it lifting you up? Is it creating sales? Is it creating a better customer experience from the beginning to the end? This is something that you should be concerned about instead of being concerned about being on the first place of Google. Now, having said that, is being on the first place of Google something negative, something bad, something that we should totally forget about? Absolutely not. Search engine optimization is important. It's important to be relevant when people search for your industry keywords to have some kind of presence. That is important. However, if they find you, what happens next? That's more important. If they find you, if one person finds you, what is their experience? How much time do they stay on your online property? How much time do they know what to do? Are they clear about what you offer? These types of questions are much more important than just concerning yourself with being on the first place of Google. I've seen in certain industries when you search for these industry keywords and you look at these online properties, they're on the first place of Google. However, you visit their site and you do not know what to do. You do not know what they offer. There's no clarity and there's no consistent call to action, a clear call to action. There's no method for saying, do this, click here, subscribe here. There really is not a deep thinking on their digital strategy. So this is what you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, should be looking at rather than where can I put my site up so that it's on the first place. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope I have addressed this. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Twitter, ALXRODZ, or you can go to Yummy Marketing, YMMYmarketing.com, and schedule a free consultation with me. Okay? Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.